Hello. Mayanne Then is president of the International Forest Students Association, IFSA. She's born in Malaysia, raised in Brunei, and is currently completing her final year in forest sciences at the University of British Columbia in Canada. She's here in Salt Lake City, Utah, attending the 24th IUFRO World Congress, and joins us to talk about IFSA and the Congress. Mayanne, welcome.
Nice to be here.
So, I've given sort of the broad strokes of your background. Why don't you fill us in a little bit more? Elaborate on that, please.
So I was born in Malaysia, but my family moved to Brunei when I was really young, and I did the bulk of my education there. I was very privileged to have been enrolled in the International School of Brunei, which is where I did my high school, and actually where I got interested in forest-related issues.
Okay.
We didn't have forestry in the curriculum per se, but there was a strong environmental science focus in terms of wanting to preserve the forests that we have in Brunei. There's a lot of that there, a lot of primary tropical rainforest. And we had annual field trips to the Belalong Research Center in Temburong. And I think the moment that sparked that interest in me was really at the Borneo Global Issues Conference that we hold every year. And during my first one, I remember meeting Professor Wangari Maathai, whom we honored yesterday at an awards ceremony. But I met her in person, and I didn't really quite understand the weight of that back then. But looking back, I remember those conversations that we had regarding environmental issues and the passion that she had to connect with students and to inspire us to care for our environment, I think stuck with me. And her story about the hummingbird, about how every little bit counts, is what has really kept me going.
That's terrific. Now, as president of IFSA, what does that entail?
So the International Forestry Students Association is a network of students around the world who study forest sciences or any related field. And so we're really, we're trying to facilitate that network. And to be president of that is to be in touch with our partners, such as IUFRO. We have other partners that we're very closely touching base with and trying to make sure that we have opportunities for students to engage in international processes, to engage in issues that they're interested in at their local universities, and also to advocate for forestry education around the world, to make sure that we're thinking about how to better train our future foresters and forest professionals.
What would you say is the most important thing you've learned from IFSA since you've been there?
Yeah, well, I guess the most important things I've learned so far right now is about connection, the importance of connection to have meaningful and impactful moments of learning. I think that's really what we're trying to do with IFSA, trying to connect people so that together we can create moments of synergy, we can feed off each other and learn from each other and with one another, and together come up with better ideas moving forward into the future.
I see. When you talk to other forestry students, other people in IFSA and that, is there any one specific issue that seems top of mind that comes up over and over?
We represent a very diverse group of students, so it's really hard to say what everyone is interested in. I think everyone has some sort of attachment to things like climate change and these global issues that people are talking about, and I think there are lots of diverse perspectives within that. One thing I think that does come up quite often is forest education.
I see.
Just the idea that, that we would like to see that promoted much more.
The current Congress here has gathered forest scientists from all parts of the globe, and they're presenting findings and discussing various topics. What are you most interested in seeing and hearing and learning about here?
I'm interested in a lot of things. On a personal level, I'm studying disturbance ecology. So I'm interested in topics like forest health, things like what climate change is doing to ecosystems in terms of disturbance regimes. I guess also on a bigger picture level, I'm interested to see what the scientific community is coming up with education and what they're looking forward to explore in the future.
When you talk about disturbance regimes, in case of those who aren't forest sort of savvy, can you explain what that means?
I won't give you a definition, but maybe I can kind of give you an example of what I'm interested in. I'm interested in, for example, population dynamics of bark beetles, like pest eruptive type insects, and what their population trends are going to look like with things like climate change affecting them, things like anthropogenic land use changes and things like that.
You certainly got the opportunity to do that with mountain pine beetle right now, I would think.
Yes.
So you'll be receiving your bachelor's degree in the spring. What then?
Possibilities. I think that's the best answer I can give you right now. I'm keeping my options open. I'm looking forward to a year of discovering more about myself, researching the many options out there that are available to me. I'm not going to jump into any job opportunities right away. And kind of keeping my options open.
Okay. Nice talking to you, ma'am. Congratulations. Thank you.